What is up, everybody? Fabulous Christmas Day. We got Unc's Top 10 and the picks for today's Christmas games. Let's get in to the top 10. All right, so we're going to make this one quick. We got places to be today. All right, so sliding in, or sliding down, I should say, at number 10 after a horrible display of offense against the Las Vegas Raiders, we have the Houston Texans. Defense looks amazing. Offense does not. So we'll see how far that can carry them right now in the top 10 at 10. Following that, Chargers remain at 9, getting the dub last week. Still feel they're good right here, though. Following that, after a tough loss, find themselves down to number 8, the Denver Broncos. I like their team, but I don't know how they will compete against the top elite teams. I know they've done well against the mediocre to less mediocre, but we'll see what happens when the playoffs come, because I know they're in prime position to win their division. So next, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who defeated the Denver Broncos. I like the way they're moving. Ever since Jacoby Myers, their offensive receivers have been able to get open. They're spreading the field, and Trevor Lawrence has looked better than ever. So at number 7, the Jacksonville Jaguars. At number 6, falling down to the 6th spot, that is the LA Rams after catching an L to the number 1 team in Unc's Top 10, Seattle Seahawks. And although they're the number 1 team, last week I did choose the Rams to upset them, but it didn't happen. I do like the Rams as far as offense goes. I wish they could commit to the run game a little better. We all know their pass game is top of the league. So if their ground game could match their pass game, it might help their defense out in the long run, who's getting winded. Their secondary seems to be their Achilles heel. So we'll see what happens with the Rams. But right now they're at 6. At number 5, the Chicago Bears. Team that just, when they need to, show up, get the W. Caleb Williams looking really good at as a, I don't know, is he an MVP candidate? I'm not too sure. But right now, looking hella good. At number 4, the San Francisco 49ers. Not sexy. They're just winning games. Brock Purdy ended up getting 3-4 touchdowns last week. San Francisco continuing to push forward. At number 3, the New England Patriots. Still think they're a pretty solid team, but the team above them, we rocking with the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, I think Josh Allen's hurt right now, so we don't know how long they're going to be ranked at 2. We'll see if that ankle injury will hinder him or not. But right now, the Buffalo Bills at 2. And still ranked at number 1 is the Seattle Seahawks. They proved their worth against the Rams. They came back, getting the W. And Sam Darnold, regardless of throwing picks, found a way to get a win against a really tough LA Rams team. So you guys let me know if my top 10 is out of whack, who should be where your teams lie. Let me know if you think you agree, you disagree. Let me know down in the chat. We can handle these comments, have these conversations. But as for that, and as for this, we will have today's picks. Before I get into the picks, last week I ended up going 11-5 in the picks, 9-7 in the spread. Let's see if we can improve on that. My total for the team picks, 170, 82-1. That's right on the season. I have 170 correct, 82 wrong, and 1 tie. So for the spread, not looking as hot. I'm 105 correct, 123 wrong, and 6 pushes. So let's see if we can improve on that in the Week 17 action. For the first matchup today, we have the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Washington Commanders. Washington dealing with a bunch of injuries. Dallas's offense, regardless of how their defense performs, continues to put points up. But regardless of those points, I don't think Washington will be able to match that. And I have the under 50.5 with Dallas being my pick. Next up, we have Detroit taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And I have Jared Goff and Detroit getting this division win. They are only 1 win and 1 loss separating these two teams. But I do think that -7.5 is a good spread. I am taking Detroit -7.5 as they are their overall better team. And last but not least, a battle of the AFC West. Denver Broncos taking on the terrible Chiefs. You know what? Let's talk about this. How much is Pat Mahomes of a superhero that you take him out of this team, and this looks like a Pop Warner team? They can't even get a backup quarterback in for longer than a quarter. Kansas City Chiefs, in my opinion, they seem to be highly overrated now. They know they had a great past, but their team is not what they used to be, especially when they won. So Kansas City looks like they're down on the baddest of bad terms. Denver gets a dub here. I will take the over of 37.5. I think Denver might be able to get 30 points themselves. But Kansas City, as a Raider fan, I'm loving seeing the fall down. So it is what it is. It might skew my view on the Chiefs. Of course, I have seen what they did in the past. They are winners in the past, but it looks like that time is over. And I'm going to tell you right now, as someone who was over the Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs take over the NFL, I'm glad to see it go and see what else this NFL can provide us, because I'm not going to lie, they got real chummy with NFL officials and not getting hold calls called against them. This is just too convenient, in my opinion. So I'm glad to see the downfall. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. All right, you guys. You let me know what you guys think of my picks for today on Christmas Day. My top 10. Let me know if I'm out of whack. We'll get the phone lines going again soon enough. I know you see the phone line down there. Leave a voicemail. You guys can make the call, leave a voicemail, and I'll check them on the next one.